Hi everyone, welcome to FA. We are down here in the midst of the activity, talking to some Facebook folks and also some of our partners, getting a little bit more information on some of the announcements we've heard about today. I'm Ian McKenzie and we're going to be talking about FbStart. That's Facebook's accelerator program that helps developers build, grow and monetize. Joining me now is Vijay Shankar. Vijay's a product marketing manager at Facebook. And Vijay, tell us a little bit about FbStart. What are you trying to do for developers and startups here?
Sure. So we've been doing this series of events called FbStart for the last couple of years globally. And we've had a chance to chat with a lot of developers trying to understand what are the other ways in which we can help startups grow. So this was basically, this spawned off those conversations and feedback from developers. So the biggest thing we heard from mobile app startups in particular was, please give us tools and services that we can use to build our app and our scale to get to the next level. So Facebook and Pars, we give them a good platform to do a lot of things, but we felt like there was this gap where we could be doing more, and that's how this came together.
And what are the criterion for entry if you are a startup or a developer?
Actually, we've kept it very simple. If you have a working mobile app on iOS or Android, on the App Store or Google Play Store, you're eligible to apply. It's as simple as that. And the form is going to take you a complete 5 minutes to fill out, and that's all you need, and we'll go from there.
So there are quite a lot of things that are being offered as part of the FbStart program. On one hand, on the Facebook side and our own companies like Pars, but also from a number of partners that have got involved. Tell us a bit about what's in that goodie bag.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So this program, we're super excited to work with a lot of great partners. We have 4 of them here today with us to bring this to life. So the goal was everything that a startup needs, from product design tools to testing, to customer care, to video conferencing. We kind of thought through all the different pieces, and we are working with some of the best in the business in terms of what they do in each of these specific areas. So super excited to have them on board and looking forward to helping startups grow.
And they're also going to have access to some Facebook people and also Facebook's own sort of native tools.
Exactly. So in addition to these, and we're also giving them a lot of support in addition to the ad credit, we're giving them some ad support tools which will educate them on how to run a good campaign. And on top of that, they're going to get exclusive access to the FbStart events that happen globally. And further, in addition to that, they're also going to get priority access to the Internet.org Innovation Lab, which we are hosting today at F8. So for both tracks, there's a lot of good things they're trying to do, and we're trying to add more as the program goes along. So
there's literally no excuse not to be incredibly successful if you're taking
and there's no reason not to apply. So just go to fb.me/start and fill out the form. That's all it takes.
What does success look like in the FbStart program, say 6 months or a year down the line?
So I would say we have 2 tracks for the program, so Bootstrap and Accelerate. Our goal is to take startups from each track and put them into the next level of growth. For example, we would love to see startups in Bootstrap make it into Accelerate. And similarly, we would love to see startups in Accelerate go and break it into the big leagues and scale and become a Fortune 500 company. So that is exactly our goal. We are going to look at mobile apps and try and take them through their life cycle and help them grow to the next level.
That's great, Vijay. Thank you very much. Well, as Vijay said, we've got some amazing partners who are working with us on the FbStart program, and we've got 4 of them here on our bench to talk about their contribution. First of all, closest to me, Amy Ellis is from MailChimp. We've got Pashmin Mistry from BlueJeans. Kevin Evans is from Salesforce Deskcom, and we also have Jay Srinivasan from Purify. I'm going to ask you all a little bit about what you're going to be offering to the participants in the FbStart program. Amy, starting with you, tell us a little bit about your service and what people are going to use it for.
Sure. So MailChimp is an email service provider, so a platform for any business to create a list of subscribers, design an email campaign, send it to them, and then track their results to that. So for mobile startups that are on the Accelerate track in the FbStart program, they'll get access to 6 months free, sending up to 4 million emails a month on our platform, which is pretty significant volume.
And you presumably have sort of early and medium stage startups using your service at the moment. In terms of the way they use that, is that different from more mature companies, for example?
Sure. So one of the first things that we see a startup do is they'll register a domain and then they'll throw a landing page up and start gathering subscribers. So they have an audience built in when they're ready to launch a beta or launch a public application. So that tends to be, initially they're just trying to communicate, make a place for themselves in whatever the industry is that they're in, whatever their app is doing, and then as they grow, they might get more sophisticated or nuanced with their communication. So they might do segmenting, automation, all of that stuff. And they can actually do that at any stage, and MailChimp makes it really easy to do that.
And obviously we're in the social business here at Facebook, but I think people sometimes forget just what an incredibly powerful tool email is. It's been with us for a long time, but it's an incredible marketing tool.
Absolutely, and it's really powerful when used in conjunction with Facebook, and we are integrated with custom audiences as well, so there's a lot that, that mobile startups can do with both of the platforms.
Excellent. Amy, thank you very much. Pashmeen from BlueJeans, I feel like I spend half my life on your service.
Thank you very much.
I live on BlueJeans. It's something we use a lot at Facebook. But if you're an early stage startup or a growing developer, what are you going to use BlueJeans for?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me, so first of all, thanks a lot. We're extremely thrilled to be part of this program. We were a startup a couple of years back, and now we've grown exponentially. And we really realize a lot of the challenges and issues, right, that startups face in terms of effectively communicating and collaborating within their organizations. And that is the main reason where we really jumped on board when we first learned about this program, where we really wanted to offer this back to the community and help startups grow. The biggest challenge that we've seen is it's very critical for startups to communicate very effectively within the organization. But not only that, it's also very critical for them to collaborate with people outside of their organizations, such as customers, vendors, other partners, and even investors. And that's where BlueJeans adds a lot of value, because you can do face-to-face, real-time collaboration, right from video meetings all the way to desktop sharing, video sharing, chat, etc.
And why an enterprise product like BlueJeans for these FbStart participants? It's a sophisticated tool. Why this as opposed to something else?
Yeah, I mean, I think BlueJeans is the way we build the product. The founders and vision was to basically make every audio call into a video call, and that's the vision we went out with. And we have over 2,000 plus customers, varying from startups to mid-sized companies to very large enterprises. And the beauty about it is that because it is so cross-platform, it's very interoperable, so you don't really necessarily have to have these very expensive room systems. You can very well participate in a BlueJeans meeting from your browser or from your mobile apps. So if you're on the go, you can fire up your BlueJeans app and be able to join a BlueJeans meeting.
I know that very frequently at Facebook, I will be on a call on like an 80-inch plasma screen, and somebody will be calling in on their way to a train, and there'll be a shot of them on their iPhone running along. So it really is an amazing sort of cross-platform system.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's one of the biggest value proposition, and that's what we're learning a lot from our customers as well. A lot of them don't want to change their work habits. They don't want to necessarily be tied to a conference room to be able to participate in a video meeting. And that's the disruption that we caused in the industry, is being able to communicate wherever you are, from any device and at any time.
Excellent. Kevin, Deskcom, tell us a little bit about what the service is and how people are going to use it when they use it on FbStart.
Yeah, thank you. So Deskcom is a customer support application for fast-growing teams. And what we mean by fast-growing teams, teams that are scaling very quickly. And the reason they love Deskcom is because you can get up and running with it very quickly, and you don't need IT support to help you get up and running. So it's very possible to get up and running in under a day and start providing amazing customer support to your customers right from the start.
At what point, when you are a startup and you've established a business, do you start to realize that you have a need for the service you provide? Is it kind of a sort of sudden realization one day?
Yeah. I'd say from your first customer. As soon as you have customers, you need to support them. And Desk.com makes it really easy to do that. And what we find for startups especially is that they're coming to Desk.com most of the time from sharing an email inbox to handle support. And Desk allows you to get a lot more organized than a shared email inbox would. With shared email, a lot of cases fall through the cracks. You might be answering an email with somebody else answering at the same time. Desk.com removes all those problems from working cases.
Give us, for anyone who's not used the service, give us a sort of typical use case, what you might use Desk for.
Yeah, so a typical use case it is inbound customer support questions. So a company like Pandora for us is a great customer. It could be as simple as forgotten their password to log into Pandora. So they would send an email to Pandora, or they could send a message to Pandora through Facebook and ask for support that way. Desk.com takes those inbound messages, consolidates them all into a single view, and allows you to respond to them or hand them off to other customer support agents who would respond to those.
It sounds entirely more sensible than my chaotic administration system and my car crash of an email inbox.
Yes, definitely.
Excellent. Jay, tell us about App Purify. If you're a participant in FbStart, you start to use it, what's your service going to do for them?
Yeah, sure. So essentially what we've built at App Purify is a platform that allows you to automate testing and performance optimization of your mobile apps on real devices. So the reason this is important, if you look at poor ratings for apps in the App Store, only 50% of them are actually related to content or functionality. 50% of poor ratings are actually related to issues like crashes and hangs, slow network performance, battery consumption, etc. So first of all, there's a lot of stuff that you got to optimize in your app before launching it. Second thing is you can't really rely on your customers finding the issues for you and then fixing it in the next release. You're spending a lot of money acquiring these users, especially as a startup, and you don't want to ship a buggy product to them. And so essentially what we're trying to do is say, look, we will automate the execution of your app on real devices under real user conditions so that you're going to find all the stuff that's going to break before you actually ship it to customers. And so specifically as part of the FbStart program, we're basically offering two things. One, we're offering access to our device cloud. We have more than 1,000 devices in a data center in San Francisco, iOS and Android, and essentially what users are going to be able to do is upload their app and it'll automatically start executing on all these different devices. It'll log in, it'll crawl through the app for you, and the thing is, it's not just enough to execute the app on a real device. What we're going to give you back is the video, all of the system logs. We're going to give you all of your network traffic. We're going to give you crash reports. We're going to give you performance data. And so you're going to immediately know, you know what, it's not working on a Samsung S4. This is the snippet of code that's causing the crash, et cetera. So that's the automated sort of side of the house that we're offering. However, you're also going to be doing some manual testing, and we always come back to the same thing. It's one thing to say, hey, look, my app crashes. It's another thing to know why the app crashes. And so we have very powerful tools that allow you to capture data on real devices for your app. And so we're also giving licenses to manual data capture tools. So between that and the automated execution, the hope is essentially participants in FbStart are going to be able to ship better products that aren't going to crash in the field.
It's quite a common theme. We were hearing from Elias Sukar at Parse earlier today, and the whole sort of ethos of Parse is that they take care of the sort of the back-end repetitive stuff that all startups need, so you can focus on what your app or your service is actually about. You're kind of the same. You do the sort of things that people don't want to be detained or distracted by, so they can focus on their grand idea.
No, that's exactly right. At the end of the day, you want to focus on content, you want to focus on functionality. You don't want to go try to find every single phone out there, load your app, see if it works. And that's the benefit of automation. And again, you don't want to spend an enormous amount of time trying to track down an issue. You want to be told, hey, this is the code that's causing the issue. And so you're absolutely right. This is allowing app developers to focus on the thing that matters, which is the content of their app.
And dealing with those sort of things, or not dealing with those sort of things, can derail an entire business, especially if it's an early stage one, again.
So, I mean, my two favorite statistics here are, depending on which survey we read and which data point we use, anywhere between 65 and 75% of users that experience a crash within the first 5 minutes of opening a new app will never come back to that app again. So in other words, off the bat, if you ship buggy code, you've lost 75% of the users that you've tried to catch, right? That's statistic number one. Second statistic that I absolutely love, though, is something like 20% of apps actually fail after a new update has been pushed. So it's not just about the first launch, it's about every subsequent release of the app as well. And it's ridiculous that you spend a year building an app and you checked in some bad code and everyone stops using it. So that's exactly what we're trying to address.
We are super excited to have App Purify and all of you involved in the FbStart program. I think this is going to make a real difference to developers and to startups, and I think we're going to be back here in a year's time and we're going to see some incredibly successful businesses who have participated in this, and hopefully some guys and some ladies who've become very rich because they have engaged in the FbStart program. So obviously we would encourage people to register FbStart, fb.me/start, open registration beginning in a couple of weeks' time, and I'm sure you guys are as excited as we are about it.
Yeah.
Excellent. So on that's it from us at F8. Thank you very much.